Hello everybody and welcome to a new model unboxing video. Today we'll be unboxing these two new NG model aircraft that I've just added into the collection. We have the Ultimate Collection NG models Lufthansa 747-8I in the retro livery, and also the Frontier A318 Charlie the Cougar livery. These are two brand new releases by NG models, and I'm super excited to add them into the collection here. And so yeah, we'll show them in this unboxing video today. We'll start with the Frontier, so we'll move the Lufthansa box off to the side. That one is massive. So we'll start with the smaller of the two aircraft right here, this Frontier A318. You can already see the digital rendering right there. You also see Charlie the Cougar himself right there on the box. There you can see the registration. Also, Charlie is kind of outlined with what the tail would look like. You have the NG Models logo right there, Airbus A318, and a whole different animal titles up on the top of the box right there. This is in the Frontier, the old Frontier livery. Frontier were one of, if not the largest of the A318 carriers. This is the smallest variant of the A320 family, and also the least popular. There were only like 50 some that were ever produced, so not a very popular aircraft type to say the least. But Frontier did operate a few, and so yeah, excited to add this model to the collection. Very niche model, but I'm glad that somebody made it. And always like to add new Frontier models to the collection, even though they're not the best airline in terms of passenger experience. Their liveries are so cool because they have different animals on every single one of their tails, and that is very fun. So kind of in a Frontier collecting phase right now, Frontier hyperfixation, if you will. So yeah, there's the box for this one. We'll get this model out here. There's the flap, and we'll take the plastic out right here. Also be a collector's card. Here it is. It's in this lighter blue. I almost said livery, and I guess it's not really livery, but it's lighter blue color right there. So that's very nice. We'll add it to the pile here. And NG Models will be opening up their points store thing later this week. So make sure to get your points in on the website so you can trade them in for some nice models. But yeah, speaking of nice models, check out this guy right here. This is looking hot. Move the plastic off to the side here and check out this beautiful bird / cougar right here. That is looking nice. This is my first A318 model, as I believe there might be another mold out there. Maybe Herpa has a mold for it, but at least recently, the only A318 models have been produced by NG Models. They made British Airways. I believe they made an Air France A318. I'm not entirely sure about that one. They made a Taram A318, but now they're making Frontier ones. And I decided to go with they made some more recent ones now, and I decided to go with this first one, which is Charlie the Cougar. And I think Charlie the Cougar is still my favorite out of the A318s that they've released, so I'm happy with this decision. I mean, I have 2 cats, and this is just a bigger version, I guess, of cats. So yeah, so we'll get started up here. We have the nose cone right there. We have a static port. Here are our cockpit windows, the L1 boarding door right here. We also have our nose gear down there. We have the smaller, a whole different animal titles up above here, on top of the silver Frontier billboard titles, which was present on their old livery. I believe Frontier, I believe they still have a few left in this old livery, but they're quite rare. They're basically like the new Southwest Canyon Blue at this point. So there are either very few left, or they've all been retired at this point. I'm not quite sure, but if there are any left, they are on the A320. But I have seen them back in, like, I want to say summer or fall of 23. So there might still be a few old livery Frontier A320s still around, but definitely not that many. We have the antenna here on the top forward of the aircraft. We have the CFM56 engines right here on both sides in that dark green color, which is present on the old Frontier livery. And I guess they still carry that into their newer livery as well. They made it a little bit brighter, but it is now mostly green, and they've gotten rid of the silver. Here we have our main gear, which the landing gear in this aircraft roll very nice. The wings feature all the appropriate flaps, slats, speed brake detail, and all that. And I believe on the inside of the winglet, we're going to have to really get zoomed in on this one. I can barely even tell myself, but I believe that on the inside of the winglet, it shows Charlie the Cougar, but it's so tiny. I don't know how NG Models even printed that on there, but I think there's a Charlie the Cougar on the inside of the fence tip right there. Definitely not a whole lot of space to put that on there, but I believe there is a mini Charlie right on there, but I can't even tell with my naked eye, and definitely the camera is having struggling getting to that one. Yeah, we have a beacon there on the top. We have SATCOM dome, 2 more antennae in the back there. The tail does look quite tall in comparison to the rest of the aircraft. That's just probably just because it's such a short aircraft. This is like the regular A320 vertical stabilizer and all that. And we also see the wingspan is longer than the actual fuselage, which is similar to the 737-700 in that fashion. But yeah, here we have Charlie looking good on the tail right there. We have the American flag, and the registration is number 807 Foxtrot Romeo. We also have the L2 door back there as well, of course. We also have detailing for the APU and all that good stuff right there. The other side of the aircraft is pretty much the same thing as on the port side. So yeah, very, very good model right here by NG Models. Definitely recommend getting one of the Frontier A318s. This one's sold out in a lot of stores, but they did release 2 more, 2 different animals, 2 different registrations. So if you can, I highly recommend picking them up, even though it is a retired aircraft. If you want to get like some retro models for the mid-2000s, this is a great choice. Yeah, I'm glad to introduce a retro Frontier model to the collection. And a fantastic model by NG Models. Just great all around. The colors are awesome. Detailing is all spectacular on this model, and a great start to the unboxing video today. But of course, now we get to move on to the even bigger aircraft and the even more exciting one, the Ultimate Collection Lufthansa 747-8i. So yes, check out this big box right here. This is like I mean, it is basically a Gemini 200 quality box. It is, I mean, it's solid. It's definitely a lot stronger than like the regular NG model boxes. It has very high quality on the box. That is very nice to see right there. And I mean, it is more expensive. It is like, I think like $10 more expensive than a regular NG 747-8 for the higher quality box. But this model is only available in Ultimate Collection, so I figured I might as well go for it because I wanted a Lufthansa 747-8. Now they've released a regular livery one. I don't think I'm going to buy it. I wanted to get the retro livery one. And if someday someone releases a Lufthansa 747-8, the same registration that I flew on, which I know one of them was ABYF, but I always forget which registrations I've flown on. But that was one of them. If someone releases that one, maybe the other one is YL. If either of those are released, or maybe it was YN. I know it was pretty similar to that one that NG released, but it wasn't exact. And maybe I'll pick up the Lufthansa 747-8 that they released, but for now I think I'll be happy with just this one right here. But yeah, as you can maybe tell, the colors on the box are definitely off. That is black. The aircraft is not black in real life. It is blue. And the box is very much just a duotone, except for the Lufthansa tail, which is in yellow. So that is not accurate at all, which is not great. Doesn't bode well for the model. Inside the paint is right, and I heard people complaining about the box as well when it was posted on the NG Model's Instagram. The colors are not right, so we'll see if the model has the right colors. And then here is the back of the box. So it looks like it unfortunately has garnered a little bit of water damage on the back of it, so that's not great. Unless that's coffee. Either way, that's not great. I don't intend on reselling this model, but for the collector's sake of this being an Ultimate Collection model, I blame myself for that. That's not. It wasn't like that. I don't know when this would have gotten wet. Maybe in transit here. I maybe was sitting on the bottom of the car and got wet. That way, it's been snowing recently, so sad times there. But you can see it says open right here. This was a little bit confusing to me on how to open this thing at first, but really it's just a magnet there on the bottom, and you just like kind of lift it like that, and that reveals the inside of it. I mean, it opens like a Gemini 200 box, really. So here's the inside there. It says nonstop U. It also is attached by magnets. So yeah, very high quality here. We have our collector's card, which is taped on there. We have the collector's card, which is in this darker blue color. That's very cool. And I believe the collector cards are worth more for the Ultimate Collection models, which would make sense because you're paying more for them. I believe they're like 15, which is a few more points than normal. I'll have to check when I, actually submit the points, but that's kind of cool. It also comes with the stand, which I'll have to bring off camera so I can use my other hand to open it. So you might get some nice ASMR here on the microphone because I'm now using my mic hand to open it. But yeah, that's another thing with the Ultimate Collection models. They do come with a stand. It is a metal stand, so nice quality. And then it also comes with this part, which is all wrapped up, and again, nice ASMR. So here is this. Oh, you have to screw it on. Ooh. Well, that's that's high quality. You have to actually use a screw to make the stand work. That's interesting. That's quite unique. I wonder if you don't actually need to use a screw. But I was planning on using the stand in this video. I can maybe try to unscrew it here. Well, there goes the screw. And it does look like you need the screw because this does not stay on its own. So yeah, you do need to actually screw it on, which I will not be doing in this video. So you'll see that at some point in the future perhaps. But yeah, you do actually need to screw it on. So hopefully you have a screwdriver that you can actually do that with. But yeah, I guess all in the name of quality, right? Now we'll remove the plastic from this, which I suppose we can do inside the box or outside the box. And really I'm limited to whatever my one hand can do. I'm actually going to set you guys down here and I'll cut back to when this thing is out of the box. Okay, another difference that's worth noting is that the inside plastic of these boxes is this black color. And I believe NG is doing that with some of their wide bodies anyways, but it does add another sense of higher quality to this whole model unboxing experience that you get with the Ultimate Collection models. Now I'm going to throw this box off to the side because we don't need it anymore. Now we have the actual model itself to focus on. Already this antenna is loose. It looked off when I took it out, and that is loose. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully that doesn't come off, because I would hate for, once again, the Ultimate Collection model to be broken or defective in any ways. That would really suck. With lack of any other word, that would be really bad. Anyways, we can start with our review, which we'll have to do in segments here because this aircraft is so big. Of course, you gotta love the Lufthansa 747-8I. Got the luxury of flying on one this past summer, and it was incredible. I got to go up into the cockpit. Well, I should say the passenger experience was pretty crappy on it, to be honest. Lufthansa does not deserve their 5th star, and it's good that it got revoked. And it's ironic that NG Models is now making the 5-star Hansa livery, which they no longer have because they no longer have a 5-star rating on Skytrax. Anyways, we'll get started with the black nose cone right there, and that's an homage, of course, with this being a retro livery. Lufthansa used to have the black nose cone for, I forget the purpose. It was for radar purposes. But yeah, it has the black nose cone, which is quite fun. It has the cockpit windows up here, and then the escape hatch also on top there. Here's our Star Alliance logo. Down here on the bottom, we have the Lufthansa logo as well in blue. We also have our nose gear down here. Our first class section starts up here with the first seats being in front of the cockpit, which is very unique to the 747. And I believe that is the only aircraft that is at least flying these days that allows that to happen, because the A380, the cockpit is on the first level. Here we have our L1 door. We have the Lufthansa titles right here in blue. Of course, we have the blue chi line that goes in the little window area. I don't. Once again, I can't find a word to describe that, but you see the chi line going here with the windows inside the the navy blue cheat line. One of the colors that might be off here, fortunately this is in blue and not in black, which is nice. The gray underbelly might be a little bit too light. It's kind of hard to tell. I would need to actually see this aircraft in person for me to be a proper judge of it, which unfortunately I have not seen this in person. Now I'm trying to think back of when I was in Frankfurt if I actually did see this in person or not. I don't believe so. I was disappointed that I wasn't able to fly on it this past summer, but I don't believe I ended up actually seeing it in person. But yeah, we have our L1 door. I believe this is L2, then it goes L3. That might be wrong. I'm not sure what the classification is, but here we have upstairs business class, which is, of course, the best place to sit on the 747. As good as first class is, business class on the second level, always superior. We have our I should just stop doing the doors because I don't know which order they're going, but I'm assuming L3 door. That leads on to the leading edge of the wing right here. We have our GE90 engines right here with the chevrons, of course, and the Lufthansa logo on them. They're both in gray. And, of course, we have our massive wing, which is also slightly bent up, like on the 787. Very similar design on the wing, but we see all of the appropriate details on there as well. Also have our main gear, which do not tilt. The NG models don't have tilting landing gear, but they do roll well, as they do with every single NG model that has ever been made ever. I don't know how they do it, but they do a phenomenal job at it, and so NG is incredible. Here we have the L4 door, hopefully, L4 door. We have the SATCOM dome up there, which is in gray, which is a little bit of a mix-up from the rest of the top of the aircraft being in white. And then here we have the two antennae. This one, as I said, is swiveling, which is obviously not great, but I'm just hoping that will stay in. This antenna is fine back there. So that one, hopefully it just doesn't come out. And if it does, hopefully I can glue it in there. Of course, that'll be kind of difficult to glue because it's so tiny, but that's at least not a problem yet. It's just a little bit loose in there. Here we have Boeing 747-8 down here on the bottom as our cheat line continues back here to the rear exit door. We also have our registration here, which is Delta-Alpha Bravo Yankee Tango. And then the cheat line continues under there and then ends towards the back end of the aircraft, and then, of course, it's on the other side as well. But here we have our Lufthansa tail, which is still the same as it is on their older livery. Not their newest Euro white livery, but the one that they had before then, which still a majority of the 747-8s are painted in. And so that's why I call it the regular livery when I'm talking about the one that NG models made, because still a majority of the 747-8s are painted in that livery, and still a lot of the Lufthansa fleet is actually in the older livery. I think a majority are in the new livery by this point, but they still have quite a few left in the older one, which I prefer. So hopefully they don't get to repainting those anytime soon. Up here we have the German flag and Yankee Tango, which is the end of the registration. We also have some detailing for the APU back here and all that fun stuff. And that's pretty much it with this model right here, but a very, very nice one. So yeah, really no issues with that other than the antenna. And I mean, the box stuff, that was my fault. That did not come like that from NG models. That was not sure what happened in transit, but that is quite unfortunate. But the model itself is looking absolutely fantastic right here. Definitely recommend if you want a Lufthansa 747-8. They sell out fast, and this one's actually sold out in most retailers already. But if you want to get their regular livery or the 5-star Hansa livery, that one was just released by NG models, and definitely recommend you get those. Those will not be Ultimate Collection; those will just be a regular release, but still highly recommended because the mold for the 747-8 by NG is incredible. And yeah, that is just a fantastic model right here. So glad to now have this one in the collection, and it will definitely be featured in an airport update at some point. Newark, the next Newark update, this model will make a feature in almost surely, just because what a beauty she is. That's pretty much all I have to say. We'll bring in the Frontier model as well to bring us to our conclusion of this unboxing right here. Honestly, two of some of my favorite models in my collection. I've only had these for a day, and honestly, I love them both so much. They're some incredible details to incredible aircraft in general, and yeah, so glad to add these into the collection. So yeah, I believe these are models 301 and 302. So kicking off the 300s here after the United A321neo. We're definitely kicking it into the 300s here in the collection, which is insane to think about. But yeah, this video is being drawn out really long, so I'm sorry that this video is taking a while. But there's just been so much to cover with these two models here. So I will leave you with that because I don't want to take up any more of your time with this video, which I don't really want to say that it's aimless, but it is getting aimless the more I talk. So I'm going to shut up now. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.